we have provided for around 3 to 4 minutes per voter to finish off the voting, and once the last person votes, then we'll close the voting. And because of that, like I have said, most polling stations are now counting. We should expect Mombasa to be done at the very latest by 4. They should start counting, and so they'll be in good time.
Very good insights there, Madam Tikolo. You are joining us live, and it's good to note that you are physically on the ground. I'm made to understand you are at Nairobi West. That's at a Ligi Ndogo grounds where Nairobi West elections are going on. So far, have we reported any incidences, or everything has been running very peacefully and very smoothly?
Yeah, so far all has been well. I've been at West Ligindogo. I plan to take a dash to East, which is happening at the KCB Sports Club, and all is well. However, we've had an incident in Kisumu, which was contained, and there was a very small incident also in Laikipia. But the rest of the counties have done a fantastic job. We need to get these sports to work like, we are gentle people. We shouldn't be fighting during elections. The procedures are so clear that there's absolutely no reason for anyone to want to cause chaos. And so I want to report that we've done a fantastic job in at least 19 out of the 21 counties, which is a vote of confidence in the process. And so we hope that going forward, people will see the value of voting peacefully.
Very well done there. 19 out of 21 is no mean achievement. Quickly, before I let you go, because I know you need to make moves here and there just to ensure all runs well. What happens next after this process is done, votes are counted, results are in today? Will they be declared, or what happens after today's exercise?
Yeah, we will declare, apart from where we have ties. If there's a tie, for example, Vihiga, we have a tie. We have repeat elections on Tuesday. So apart from that, we declare and kick in the process of dispute resolution. So anybody with a dispute is then allowed to put it in 24th to 25th for the electoral board, and thereafter to the appeals board for anybody who's not happy. And we finish that process on the 30th of September. And thereafter, we will publish our new officials on 1st of October. Now, once that publication is done, we will hold an online briefing for the aspirants for the national election. And with that, we will send out a notice of the general meeting, the special general meeting on the 2nd of October, so that we can be in time for the meeting on the 17th of October, where the national elections will take place.
Thank you very much, Madam Kentais Tikolo, for making time to at least update us of what's been happening. I know I have to let you go because you also need to, personally go through some of the venues to ensure everything is well. Thank you very much, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Karibu. That has been Madam Kentais Tikolo, the chairperson, Football Kenya Federation Electoral Board, just updating us of what's happening on the branch elections. She's mentioned 19 out of 21 election, 19 out of 21 polling stations are all smoothly, apart from one or two that had a few incidences that have since been resolved. One of them being Mombasa, where the electoral material arrived later, but that was resolved, and finally voting started at 11. We will be keeping you updated on the results when and as we get them in our subsequent news bulletin. And as mentioned earlier on, privileged and honored to have an all-lady crew in terms of guests this afternoon. We started off in Siaya with Madam Agnes Oluocha, who just joined us and updated us of what was going on around Paralympics and how they took up the resumption of sport regulations that were put up yesterday. Now back to Nairobi, where we are privileged and honored to be joined by two ladies who are sitting in very powerful positions at the helm of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya. To my farthest left, we have Susan Adhiambo, who is the program officer at National Olympic Committee, running programs here and there. Very, very tough lady in terms of ensuring everything runs well. Madam Susan Adhiambo, karibu sana to the studio.
Thank you, Apidi, for having us.
Karibu. Then to my immediate left, a lady who has sat in the National Olympic Committee of Kenya board for this is her second term, been at the helm of Tennis Kenya. She's run through all the ranks from secretary, vice chair, and even to the top of that, coming from a very sporty family. This is Paurvi Rawal, women representative at the National Olympic Committee of Kenya. Good afternoon and welcome as well, Rawal.
Good afternoon, and we are honored to be here, and we are very happy to be here, and we are at your disposal.
Thank you very, very much. We appreciate both of you making time to be with us. First and foremost, I hope with COVID-19 you've been keeping safe and all is well, Rawal.
Yes, we have been keeping well. We have been keeping safe also, yes.
Thank
we
you.
have really taken care of, yeah.
Thank you. Susan, I hope as well.
Yeah, we've been keeping safe and also trying to keep the people around us safe, from athletes to officials and everything. So, yeah, we've been...
In fact, NOC offices we were operating from home, like the staff, they were all closed. Just recently we have started the offices.
Wow, I can imagine, because I've been...
From April to last August, yeah, strictly from home, everybody. And the staff have really supported whenever they are called for, they work, and 24 hours at service. And
and I can imagine, because despite working from home for all this time, you've been so busy with programs on webinars,
Yes.
Zoom. You've been so active, Susan.
So, well, I think what the pandemic has taught us is we have to be innovative. So we couldn't just sit and wait and sit through the pandemic. So we quickly reinvented, and with the help of our commissions, we started working on programs that we could do online, that could go on even despite the lockdowns that we were having. So we have kept the course, we have kept the focus. That was the main message for this year.
Very well put, because I've been able to attend some of the programs that you have organized online, and very informative, I must admit. Rawal, Mrs. Rawal, as we look at your background, before we even look at your position at the National Olympic Committee of Kenya as the women rep, you come from a very sportive family. Your son and...
Let me clarify one thing.
Please do.
I am not a sports person. I'm a sports mother. I have never played any sport, though I play tennis, but never competitively. I am not a coach. I am not an official. I don't have any sports degree.
But
only thing, I am a mother of a sports son who was playing actively tennis, and he was a swimmer also. So because him being in tennis, I just got curious in the administration. So I joined as a legal advisor. By profession, I am a lawyer. So they invited me, Mr. Kenani, as a legal advisor. So I started as legal advisor, then pole, member, vice chair, secretary, and then I finished as a president of the Tennis Kenya. And I think that is the lesson all women should take. They should always aim high, what they want to be and what they want to do with their life. So I'm very grateful to tennis, and I'm grateful to sports fraternity also. And then NOC, by coming to NOC also, I'm looking at a now different angle. I'm looking at women's growth, women's development, all about women. Up till now, I have never thought myself, I'm a woman and there is a man. No, I have never thought. But now, by getting this position, getting into this position, now I'm thinking especially for women that.
Well, now that you are at the National Olympic Committee and of course looking at women matters, before I go back to Susan, one of the key things that you have been pushing a lot is promoting education, through women's administrative courses, working very well with Susan and team. What has made you to think about, promoting education among women in sports?
Though I believe, personally I believe that women in this country, they are quite alert, attentive, very ambitious. They want to do something good, they want to come up. So our job is to just give them little bit of hand, little bit of push, and then they come up. We can really mentor them. Okay, we have to do this, we have to plan that, like that.
Very well put. Susan, she's mentioned, a very able, Kenyan woman, out there, even in the sporting world, who are very, very open to learning and always looking forward to the next challenge. As the one in charge of programs at National Olympic Committee of Kenya, how do you manage to put all these causes together? Do you talk to the different commissions? Do you talk to the different, managers and managements to come up with a very suitable program? Then you invite the relevant stakeholders. How do you just come up with these causes?
All right. So first of all, it's a strategic priority of NOCK to promote the participation of women in sports, to increase the participation of women in sports. So that's in our strategic plan for 2019 to 2024. And one of the tactics that we have to achieve this is to train women leaders, and as well as to give opportunities for women leaders in sport, and also promote athletes development. So we are guided by these strategies, and as the one in charge of programs, our role is just to go to our strategies and find ways of actually actualizing these strategies on how we can achieve this. So one of the things, of course, is training, and we have these administrative courses which are offered by the Olympic Solidarity. So we just apply to the Olympic Solidarity, they give us the go-ahead, and we apply. So one of the things we have done, because we are promoting the women leadership, is to apply for specific courses for only women administrators. So that's why we have this specific course on women administrators. We want to bring them up, and for the this is the first one we are doing, and the plan is to actually have them each year. And we are starting with the executive members in federations who are women. So we really hope that each federation can actually just bring out their women executives, because we also want to promote them to take higher positions and everything. So it will trickle down to, say, administrators, to upcoming sports people who would like to be administrators. So of course we are working closely with the Women in Sports Commission of NOCK. We have a Women in Sports Commission, so which their role is just specifically to look at the participation of women in sports. So as you can see, it's a joint effort. We have facilitators who are facilitators in different areas of sports management in the country, and we have really good administrators in the country. So it's also a chance for us to bring out the experts, to get the experts working for sports, and just also it's kind of also building their capacity of the experts. So as you can see, it's really a joint effort. It's something here, something there, and something there, to really come up with programs that can be fruitful for us to move forward.
You've mentioned the Olympic Solidarity, and I know this must be touching Rawal, very, very, to her heart, because part of it is the Olympic Solidarity is offering scholarships, for athletes through that fund, so that you get more women to qualify for the Olympics. Here in Kenya, as we speak, We have Malkia Strikers, a volleyball team
Volleyball team,
already.
yeah.
Already,
Rugby.
yes. Then you also have the Kenya Lionesses, which is in rugby,
Yes.
already qualified. How does this make you feel as the women representative? And are you hoping that many more can come on board?
Yes, yeah, we are very proud of those girls, by the way, and we feel envy that hey, I should we are also we can be there also. But yeah, they are really working hard. They have a really special spirit. We when we go and welcome them when they qualified, and I was there at the airport to welcome them, and it was a really wonderful atmosphere there, and we feel proud, we feel happy. And we are really looking forward. More girls, women can qualify in the coming Olympics. Yeah, we are really NOC is really we are really after that. Whatever support we want to give, equipment, scholar, this everything we try to support them in the qualification, their qualification like that.
With all due respect, and I'm always a firm believer of this, and I will still say, forgive me if I put it wrongly. This is my personal opinion. Rawal, I always believe that if Kenya was to make it to the FIFA World Cup in football, it's easier through the ladies than through the men.
Yes, yeah.
That has always been
women are more sincere, committed, punctual. we just boast for ourselves, by the way.
That's my fun, because I mean, with all due respect to all, but looking at the performance of Harambee Starlets and how they've been performing, I'm a firm believer that if Kenya was to make it to the World Cup, it's easier through the women than through the men, which means we need to invest more on the women. It could be our shortcut to the World Cup. But that said, let me come back to Susan. Susan, you've mentioned, the Women in Sports course that's coming up. When is it and where? Is it going to be via technology, online course, or how will you, handle the participants? Are you inviting them physically, or you're sending them a link and all of them can be participants?
All right, so we are still trying to keep everybody safe. We are not sure yet if the curve is flattening. So we are going to be holding the course virtually. It's going to take place from 23rd to 25th of September. That's Wednesday to Friday next week. So we've made the invitations to the national federations, and the response is very good. And we've actually had one course before. We've had a treasurer's course. It was online as well, and it went pretty well. It was new for us. We've been having webinars, and as a webinar is quite different from a training. So our first training was the treasurer's course. We had over 30 federations represented, and that went very well, despite it being online. I was trying to keep participants interested on a computer for about 8 hours. That's quite tough, but that was a trial. We managed, so we are getting, we feel like we're getting better, and this also will be successful. Yeah, it's despite the challenges, so we just keep moving.
Well, wishing you all the best. Getting 30 federations and getting people engaged on a computer for those many hours is no mean achievement.
It will be quite hectic. It's a quite voluminous. The course is not that easy. Leadership, what do you call, Olympic values, event management, athletes, anti-doping. The whole syllabus is there, as if you are going through a school and you are learning all those things. Even we also have to scratch our head whom to bring as an expert to teach all these things and make it more interesting. Like that. It's a big book. We'll be teaching them in three days.
3 days.
Yes, it has come from IOC. We have not created our own. The whole syllabus has come from IOC.
When you say intense, I can imagine, because I managed to sit in one of those courses where both of you were. We were talking about, marketing and stuff, and I can imagine how intense, these courses can be, but very, 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 very insightful. in terms
Yes.
of what to do, when, how to handle issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
The objective of NOCK this year was for capacity building of our national federations. So as you can see, all these courses lined up. It's actually part of a bigger strategy because we need to develop our national federations, and even in the webinars we've had, the online conferences we've had, it has come out that we need more training for our national federations, because if you're going to put athletes at the center of everything we do, then we have to make sure that everyone that is dealing with the athletes on their pathway is actually well versed with everything to do with managing athletes. So that's why, like you mentioned, we had the marketing at the beginning of the year. Arising from the webinars, we've now moved from webinars to actual training. So arising from the webinars, now we've had the treasurers that we've already done. We've had this women's administrators course. We are moving on to courses for our presidents and secretary generals. We even have media training for federations, for journalists, and for our athletes. Then we also have athletes' career development programs. So we are just trying to make sure that everybody on the path of athletes, medical, we've actually offered like 6 or more scholarships for medical personnel dealing with our athletes this period. So we want to just make sure that we are developing everybody on the path of athletes, so then we can have a better run sports generally in the country.
Very good indeed. Because
we have so much on our plate.
Please,
and
Rawal.
time is running.
Time is against you.
Next year it will be election. So that is
there is so much to
and
catch
we
up
want
with
to
before then.
give out so whatever we can
Before that.
Before that, yes.
But one thing that you and the team are working on that touches on women is the policy on sexual reproductive health. This is something that you are working on. You mind letting us know what you're looking at? Because from what I see, it's about having more women stay in sports.
Yes.
But you're working on a sexual reproductive policy.
So we are working on that document. Next year is the Olympic. So we want to work on a document giving guidelines to the showing guidelines to the athletes, coaches, officials, administrators, everybody care how to go about, how to handle this situation. So then we will be publishing. But still, it is at a very, very what do you call ground stage? Yeah, initial stage. Yeah, we have worked. We have worked on a 2-page. Now from there we want to develop the whole document. Yeah.
But it's worth recognizing the mere fact that you sat down and came up with the idea that this is a necessity that you need to have as National Olympic Committee, because remember, you are looking at so many other federations, and having one blueprint is the way to go.
Yeah, it actually arose from one of the online conferences we had on sexual reproductive health and rights of women in sports, where we just decided that we are getting out there to tackle issues that are affecting participation of sports. And this was one of the topics, and from the feedback that we got is something to do with policy. So to just keep more women and girls in sports, and to encourage girls to stay in sports. So that's how the policy issues on, we call them SRHR, came about. And the Women in Sports Commission took up the challenge right away to come up with something that the whole sports federations, the whole sporting fraternity in Kenya can actually work on. So it's, as Mrs. Rawal has said, it's in the initial stages, but the plan is to actually involve all the stakeholders so that we can have, as you've said, a general policy that we all own and we can work on.
Yes, you want to add? Yes,
this
Mrs.
COVID
Rawal.
started, the 1 week before, we went to Kenyatta University Sports Association Games for 3 days. Every year they held their games, and we met all the girls there, and we make them aware about National Olympic Committee, though they were not, we make them. So we did a survey, and they were really happy to meet us, and it was a good project before this COVID thing started like that. We celebrate also every year International Women's Day in a different way. So that was the part of the strategy, going to Kusa Games and celebrating International Women's Day, 8th, 9th and 10th March, like that.
I remember it happening, was it at Catholic University?
Catholic University, like
Nazarene
that.
or something along, you know.
Magadi Road.
Yes, exactly.
So it was a completely different crowd, though they were sportswomen, but they are in their own mood, and but we pulled them to us, and they have really answered our questions, and it was a really good experience like that.
Mrs. Rawal, based on that, in your assessment, how do you assess the Kenyan, women in sports, Kenya women in sports field? Do you think that we have, the Kenyan woman has really grown of age and is rightfully fighting for her position in terms of sporting events? Gone are the days when anytime our athletes went for a race, it was always guaranteed that the men would deliver the gold, silver, bronze. Nowadays, you are more comfortable that the women will perform better, than the men. How does this make you feel? And do you think the women have grown, or you feel we need to do more in terms of positioning the Kenyan woman in
sometimes
sports?
when you are selected, then maybe you might relax, or you are in a comfort zone or something like that. So that the small little push is required to to wake them up. Okay, this is your job. This you are supposed to be doing, like that. And even if I am at a women, maybe even I am relaxing. So I need also to be somebody saying, I have to be kept on toes. Like today morning, I am going at KBC, and then that is coming on my toes.
Yes.
Sitting in front of you and answering your questions.
Well, it has to, because, gone are the days when it was so automatic that the Kenyan men would perform better. Right now, it's at par, Susan. When we sit there, right now, immediately after this, we'll be joined via technology by Vivian Cheriot, who is preparing for the London Marathon as well on the 4th. It's so inspiring to see women come out. As the program, officer, the one in charge of all these programs, as you juggle, all this, how do you ensure that, we ensure that there is gender sensitivity, even in every course that you organize? You don't want it to be male-dominated, you don't want it to be female-dominated, but how do you ensure that both genders are well taken care of, now that Mrs. Rawal is also here protecting the women's side?
Okay,
we have to look at that sports. CS sports is a lady. So we are looking at her. We have to reach somewhere like that. So,
Correct.
So we are all inspired. We are all excited to have her on that hot seat, and
you will support as much as you can.
you will support as much as, and we will request also support from them, from her. Okay, please support.
Which she has. She is
supporting. She is really nice lady. Yes, very cooperative.
Very good feedback indeed.
But by the way, now women in sports, now the word has changed to gender equality.
Correct.
So I think we have to bear in mind, it's not only women, it will be equal, men and women. If I tell you about our tennis sport, we have secretary women, treasurer women, assistant secretary women, marketing in charge women. Myself, I am also past chairman, so I am a member. So we are 5 ladies sitting. We have a women administrator in the office. She is also women. So we want to now we are trying to attract men to come and sit with us and work with us. This is I'm talking of tennis, and I'm sure other federations also, they have maybe they are balancing 30%, 40% the policy. Every federation must be keeping and they have to bring also that policy also.
Susan, the ball is thrown to your court. How do you ensure gender parity as you organize these courses so that you ensure that all the programs are run and you don't have one gender feeling like the other has been left out, or the other feels like why we have been left out on this?
So first of all, we have a strategic policy that 40% of participants in any program has to be women. And it's specifically women because sports is still largely seen as male-dominated. So women are coming from behind. So we have that policy, 40% have to be women in any program. So that's at least making people think and just give opportunities. Because I think what we lack is that we don't lack women who are equally qualified or who we can bring up, but they lack the opportunities. So we need to give them the opportunities to come out and to be seen and to be trained. And also one of the things also is about the Olympic Agenda 2020, which NOC is supporting the IOC with, because this, the Agenda 2020, actually the whole Olympic system has to promote it. And we have one of the recommendations, recommendation 11 is on gender equality. So it's very deliberate for the IOC at the moment to bring up more women. And they are trying to achieve 50-50 participation in Olympic Games and any other games. They managed to achieve that with the Youth Olympic Games, the previous Youth Olympic Games, and they're also trying to achieve that in the next Olympic. So it's a joint effort, and we are also trying to promote that. And also we have opportunities now to give to more women. Say, like for instance, for the Olympic teams, if we have two teams, you might find the women's team might be supported and the men's is not. So it's also generally with just the international federations, we have more opportunities now to bring up women, which is really helping a lot and helping us also balance.
Well, very good point, because gender can be very sensitive in terms of what people perceive or people do out there. Mrs. Rawal, now that you are the women's representative at National Olympic Committee, and there seems to be so much happening. You've mentioned elections coming up, wishing you all the best if you will be still going for the same position. What would make you happy as Mrs. Rawal in terms of women issues in sports in the country? That if you sat down one time, you'd say, this is what I fought for, and this is what I'm enjoying at the moment. Is there anything that would make you so happy when you see in women, women matters in sports in Kenya?
We told you, okay, we are working on this document.
Correct.
And like the day passes, and I feel that time is running, and we have to do quite a bit of, or we have to do quite a lot, by the way. So there are so many things in the mind and pipeline, and we will try to achieve before the time ends or something.
As we look at that and the programs that are coming up, next year is Olympics. National Olympic Committee will come in handy. Do you have a set of programs that you intend to have? You mentioned technical managers, presidents and secretaries. Do you have many more programs that will also accommodate athletes to ensure that come Olympic time, Kenya is a force to reckon with, as in we are all enlightened?
Yes, precisely. So first of all, we have scholarships for athletes who are trying to qualify and those who have qualified for the Olympic Games. So now, for most of them, their qualification has been interrupted this year, but we'll keep supporting them until the Olympics. So the other thing we also have to do with athletes is the strength and conditioning program. This year, we launched a strength and conditioning program for national federations and athletes who have qualified for the Olympic Games. And one of the programs actually we have between now and December is to train coaches in our national federations specifically on this, because this is one of the things when we came to office we saw is one that's it's lacking in most federations. There are some who are doing it very well, but for most it's just a sub. So one of the things we want to prioritize is to make federations know that this is as equally important as other technical aspects. So we have those strength and conditioning courses, then we have technical courses. At the moment we have a hockey, have technical courses going on for coaches, and more are coming. I think we have 2 more federations who are coming with technical courses this year. And so we'll continue doing all these things so that they can, it's to the benefit of athletes at the end of it. And like I mentioned to you, we are now going beyond now just technical training of athletes in the field. So we have things like career development. We have a career development training for our elite athletes, so media training. So we are going just beyond what we know as development of athletes, which is on the field training, so that we can just holistically assist the sporting movement.
Well,
yeah.
you know, a good one in terms of having a 360 or a holistic
Yes.
approach to ensure that you accommodate all the key stakeholders. Mrs. Rawal,
Yeah,
yes.
what I was trying to say is that since we have come in our this new term, we NOC policies like that to keep informed the federations all the time. Media release is going out. This whatever is happening at NOC, whatever is happening at IOC level, whatever, everything. Maybe you must be knowing that one. Okay, it is released on media release. Informed federations are also well kept informed. Like that. So we are very transparent. We really dialogue, we talk. If there is issues, we bring federations together and try to sort it out. So we are quite, on our toes as a National Olympic Committee.
Well, it's a very important thing because, you know, with IOC, things keep changing every single day.
Yes.
So you have to be on toes to get to know what's happening. And when they come, how do you decimate it, you know, to your federations and your members? Still with you, Mrs. Rawal. How are you making sure that successful women, sportswomen in the country can be used in terms of being role models for young upcoming girls? There is a very strong lady coach that I know in tennis, Coach Rosemary, very eloquent, very, very strong. How do you ensure that people like Coach Rosemary, you know, or Andinya in wheelchair tennis also very, very can be a very good motivator? How are you using such to develop other girls who are coming up in Kenyan sports?
They themselves, from tennis, I think they have a whole group. So they have a Zoom meetings. They every 2 weeks or something they keep updated. Maybe we did one program, Stay at Love. We were food distribution. We were doing there. All ladies were. We have the Rosemary. There is a Caroline Oduor. Veronica also go. Jane Denga, wheelchair. She is a wheelchair representative, and she is a top world top in the wheelchair tennis in country. So all of them they were together. So I think they help each other. They work together. They are inspired by. And then maybe they are looking at either at me or Vaji, or there are many. What this lady has done this. What am I supposed to do like that? And even personal talk, I'll tell that your eyes should be up to reach at the top like that. What not only stay at the coach level, you have to little
Go
bit grow
better.
out of, like that. So whenever I have a chance, I talk to them. Okay, this is how you have to go. You are doing good job. You have to encourage them also like that.
So it's
They
like
are
a
in
mentoring
fact,
program.
Yeah, mentoring. Yeah, in fact, me, I'm thinking that they are mentoring me. Okay, they have lot of energy, lot of knowledge. See this girl. Okay, can you imagine?
Well, as I look at that, very good point there indeed. Same question to you, Susan. As you look at your programs, are you looking at making use of not just the ladies, but some of the great pioneers who've been out there to come in as mentors in some of the programs that you do, because can really inspire and bring up generations to be champions in the future?
Yeah, I think for one of the things that maybe we have tried to do or can be done is giving them more responsibility. Say like Mrs. Rawal here, who has been an administrator in the sport for more than 10 years, is giving them more responsibility and bringing them on board. Like we have so many programs in NOC, and if we see any of these high achievers, there is always somewhere that you can put them, and they can bring their experience, and they can bring up more people in the sport. So that's what we have been doing. Like say when we had the youth camp, we tried to bring like Wakihuri, who has been a great athlete, to just come and do a session with the young athletes and to mentor them. So that's what I'm talking about, giving them responsibility so that we can also benefit from them. And there is always somewhere someone can fit, always. Yeah.
Very good to note that it's a 360 degree that you accommodate everyone. Mrs. Rawal.
At NOC, we are three, myself, Vinny Kamau, and Helen Obiri. And
Oh yes, Helen Obiri, yes, exactly. So when I look at that,
and all three of them, we three of us are very strong, I believe.
well, very strong. As we wind up, Mrs. Rawal, I would give you an opportunity to now, give your parting shot as the Women Representative National Olympic Committee of Kenya. You've mentioned some of the programs that you're working on. What would that final message be to Kenyans watching you right now, and more so to women in sports being their representative?
Believe in yourself, have always confidence in you, and always look high. That's what I will say.
Always aim higher
Aim
and
high, yes.
believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself, and keep always confidence in you. Okay, you can deliver it like that.
Very well put. Susan, your parting shot?
Well, my parting shot is that, so two messages. One to the women, for us, women in sport, is to take up opportunities. They are available. Create and take up opportunities that are available. And the other thing is to our male counterparts, is to give opportunities for women, because I believe that we have women who are very qualified, equally qualified to the men, but maybe they lack the opportunities. And I've actually seen something this morning. There's this Supreme Court judge in the US who has passed on, Ruth Bader. I saw one quote from her, and she said, women will have achieved true equality when men share with them the responsibility of bringing up the next generation.
You found that very powerful. And it's powerful indeed.
It is.
Because just share the responsibility.
Yes.
Wow, what a way to end, this discussion. Thank you very much, Mrs. Rawal, Women Representative at the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, Susan, who is the Program Officer at National Olympic Committee of Kenya. Wishing you all the best in your programs and, of course, in your Women in Sports cause that's coming
Thank
up
you.
next week, and hoping that it will
We will invite you.
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Please
Yeah.
do. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We appreciate you making time. We will go into a short commercial break for now. When we come back, it's still an all-women, ladies crew and ladies activity fun-filled session this afternoon, because after that we will be featuring Veronica Osogo in tennis as our guest in the A segment. But for now, we go into a short commercial break, followed by the S, where Veronica Osogo is featured in the game of tennis.